Lawwin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawwin Media Network.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Pink Table Talk. I'm your host, Dr. Carly D., a doctorally prepared nurse, educator, mentor, mother, and domestic violence survivor and advocate. Tonight's show is brought to you all by Lawwin Media Network. You can catch us every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central or 8 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel or on our Facebook channel. You can also catch us on 15 different podcast platforms, including Apple, Spotify, Amazon, and Google. So welcome everybody to tonight's show. This is season 2. We kicked off last week with the start of Pink October. So I just thought it was very appropriate that we started off season 2 in the month full of pink. So tonight we have a fantastic guest. This is actually someone that I used to work with and that I also know on a personal level. We have Serena Tobar. She is soon to be Dr. Tobar. She's working on her doctorate at Texas Women's University. Serena is a professional nurse, educator. She's also a legal nurse consultant, a mentor, and an author. Recently, she authored the book called Lessons Learned, which is available on Amazon. And we're going to talk about that book later today on tonight's episode. She is also serves on the board of directors for the Texas Nurses Association District 9. And she is part of the Association of Nursing Professional Development, the Houston chapter. In her free time, she enjoys reading, writing, and traveling with her husband. So we love to welcome tonight, Serena Tobar. Welcome to the show.
Hi, welcome. Thank you.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Very excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so happy to have you. And I love that you're wearing pink, our signature color. So
Yes.
It's so wonderful. So Serena, I'm so happy to have you. You know, we've been known each other for quite some time now, but you've always just been such an amazing and inspirational person to me. You know, so I've been just dying to have you on my show. So I'm so glad that you're here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm very, very happy to be here. I'm very humbled and honored to be here.
Oh, thank you so much. So for our audience who is watching us live, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Serena?
So a little bit about me. I am from the east side of Houston, small little area called Channelview. Grew up there, lived there most of my life. And one day I was like, you know what? Let me just move to the other side of town. And I just moved to the other side of town and didn't really have, you know, family or friends right there close by me. But I think, you know, at that point, it helped me grow some wings. And I really needed that. I really needed to not be right around the corner from my parents. I needed to be able to grow up a little bit. At this point, I was almost 30 years old. And I just really needed to be able to learn how to be an adult.
Yes.
And so I did that and learned how to be an adult. Not that I didn't my parents a little bit still, but they weren't around. So it wasn't like I could call them up and they would be there in 5 minutes. There was a lot of times I really had to figure things out on my own. And it was a very good experience for me. It really helped me. Again, I was almost 30. I really had to grow up.
Oh, wow.
And
Yes.
just figure out life and figure out how to be an adult.
Yes.
And now I live in Southeast Houston, and I love my life. I get to do a lot of fun things that I never ever thought that I would get to do, and meet some very, very fantastic people. And I have had so many wonderful women who have been mentors for me along the way. So I really do feel honored to be here, kind of talking about, things that I've gone through and my book and my experiences. So it's really, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, not a problem. I always love hearing people's stories and their journeys. I believe that we all go through things in life so that we can share with others, so that way we can help to support someone else who may be going through similar journeys. I see you have lots of credentials, and I know you've been working in healthcare for a very long time. Can you tell us about your professional journey?
Yes, I started actually as an EMT.
Oh,
And
wow.
yeah,
Interesting.
I started when I was 18, and
Wow.
right after high school, I wanted to go into finance, and I did a semester, and I was like, "Ooh, yeah, no, this isn't for me." And I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And my dad had started a second career, which my dad is really, I know everybody says this, every little girl says this, but my dad is really my hero. And he started a second career after kind of being forced into retirement from his previous career as a EMT. And he was like, "Well, why don't you just try this out?" So I was like, "Okay." So he got me into class, and I took the class and I did my clinicals, and I got my patch, and I was an EMT. And then we just kind of started talking, and I really enjoyed the class, and I felt like, I really can do this.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was able to get a grant and go to school to be an LVN.
Very
And
nice.
right before I graduated LVN school, I got married, and then I had a couple of kids. And what I like to say is the picket fence fell down. I was married. I had, the kids, 2.5 kids and a picket fence and all that kind of
The
stuff,
dog.
right? And the picket fence just fell down, and I found myself a single mom, and really kind of struggling. And I had really always wanted to go on and do the RN and be an RN. And at this point, I had already been in LVN now like almost 10 years. And I was like, I really think I can do this.
Yes.
But I knew it was going to be very, very difficult because now I was a single mom, and I had to work full time and try to fit school into that. So I
Mm-hmm.
did that, and I was very lucky to meet some wonderful people throughout those experiences. And then again, right as I finished graduation from Alvin Community College doing my LVN to RN, I got a flyer in the mail, University of Houston Clear Lake RN to BSN program. And I was like, I don't know, I could just go talk to them. Like, it's not going to hurt anything. Next thing I know, I'm in that RN to BSN program. And new, and they were working on their accreditation. And so I got to be a part of that accreditation process for them. And we got to meet with the people who do the accreditation for nursing schools. So that was a very wonderful experience. I'm still in touch with some of those professors from University of Houston Clear Lake. And
Wow.
then I decided I wanted to go into education and went to University of Houston main campus and got my master's degree.
Wow.
So
That's wonderful.
I've been doing education ever since, nursing education.
Yes. And I see you have almost a whole alphabet soup behind your name. You have lots of credentials and certifications. Can you tell us what inspired you to go and achieve those certifications?
Just I wanted to leave a legacy. And so
Yeah.
right now I have two certifications. I have a certification in cardiovascular nursing. And I really enjoy the heart and everything about the heart. It's really an amazing organ. And once you really understand it, it's so scary when you're in nursing school and you're like, oh my God, EKGs and and ventricles and aortas and all of that. And then once you really understand it, it's just such an amazing organ. And I mean, it really gives us life. So cardiovascular nursing, and then I am also certified in nursing professional development because that's really my passion. That's how I'm going to
Yeah.
leave my legacy. I'm going to have a lot of little me's running around taking care of patients.
Well, with your credentials and background, I think that's a great thing. We definitely need lots of nurses out there, nurses that are like you, that are passionate about healthcare and that are passionate about learning. So I think that's a really good thing. I see you have a little buddy in the background.
Oh yes, well, she gets nosy, so she has to see what's on.
Yeah, she just wants to be on TV, that's all.
She's your petite.
Yes, we have a comment from one of our audience members. They said, salute to all single mothers out there. Thank you so
Oh,
much for watching. And yes, it's true. And I have to say, it is amazing, hearing your story, hearing your journey through all the things you've achieved, as a single mother. Even for myself as a single mom, it is a lot of work and it is hard. It's definitely not easy going back to school or getting, certified and, getting credentials, especially in healthcare. So I definitely do salute you, Serena, and all of your wonderful accomplishments. Right now, we're about to go on our first break of the night, but everybody stay tuned for more with Serena Tobar.
Join us for a captivating new series where Lon sits down with the trailblazers of the music and entertainment world. Discover the stories behind the faces and voices that shape our culture and community.
We will bring you exclusive interviews with industry legends and rising stars. Behind the scenes insights and get a peek into the creative processes and personal journeys. Artists and performers and their upcoming shows and events.
Stay tuned for more updates and sneak peeks. Follow us on social media and subscribe to our channel.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Pink Table Talk. You're watching us live on Lawwood Media Network, either through our Facebook or our YouTube page. And if you happen to miss our live stream, you can catch us on Amazon, Apple, Google, or Spotify, or over 15 different podcast platforms. Tonight, we're talking with nurse, educator, and author Serena Tobar. So, Serena, you just told us a little bit about your upbringing and your professional background and all of your wonderful accomplishments. So now can we talk about your book? This year you wrote a book called Lessons Learned. So Lessons Learned is available on Amazon. So can you tell us what was the inspiration behind the book?
So Lessons Learned is a book of poetry. And it was really a very cathartic process for me. There was a lot of emotions and situations that I still had not completely processed from, my childhood and even into adulthood. And so it was a way for me to get that out on paper
Yeah.
and just kind of heal. It was a healing process for me.
Yes. Wow. Wow. Tell us, what was that process like, and what gave you the courage to begin that process? Because I know for a lot of survivors of trauma, it's hard to even think about putting it into words. So tell us about that.
So I don't exactly remember why I started writing the poems, but I just know when I was 19, I lost a child, and he was 18 months old, and it was very, very hard on me. Um, I was also sexually abused as a child, which really altered how I viewed relationships and love and sex growing up. So I did become a teen mom, and I did lose my child when he was 18
Mm.
months old due to violence. And it was very, very difficult for me because I blame myself a lot for things that happened. And when I started working at St. Luke's, I didn't even realize the toll that it took on me
Wow.
because my son passed away in Texas Children's. And for those of you that are not familiar with the physical layout of these hospitals, they are actually connected into the same building. And half of
Yes.
the building is Texas Children's, and the other half is St. Luke's Hospital. And St. Luke's Hospital cares for adults, and Texas Children cares for the children.
Right.
And so I started having some night terrors and nightmares. And it took some kind of digging and a little bit of therapy to realize why I was having these after I started working there. And I think that's what kind of like I was just like, I really need to get this out, because if I don't ever face this head on, it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna affect me for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
And so
Wow.
I took those emotions and put them down on paper.
Wow. Wow. That's so amazing. That's such a journey, you know. But it's great that you did seek therapy, that you were brave enough to go to therapy and confront, those emotions that you were feeling, especially experiencing those night terrors. I know that must have been extremely, extremely just terrifying for you. I know because I used to work there how close the proximity to Texas Children's is. It's a reminder. It's a daily reminder. So I can only imagine how that must have felt for you. We have another comment from our audience. Another Facebook person, they said, it takes a lot of courage to face your trauma, and I admire people like you, Serena. Also, Dr. D, who shares this kind of platform. Thank you so much for your comment, and thank you for watching. So Serena, you talked to us about, losing your child, experiencing, what sounds like post-traumatic stress disorder when you started working at St. Luke's. So talk to our audience about what was your first day of writing? What was that like?
I just picked up a notebook, just a little, one of those little things you can buy at the dollar store, and a
Yeah.
pen, and I just started writing. And then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna write another one. And then I wrote another one, and I didn't do any kind of mapping for my poems or anything like that. They were all truly from emotion. And So I ended up getting them together and had a publisher and got it published.
That's really brave of you, to experience something, what has been called one of the worst things a parent can go through, and to be able to actually put it down into some words. I think that's truly honoring your son and honoring, just your experience in general. Was it healing for you to write this book?
It was definitely very healing for me. Um, I no longer have, the night terrors. I no longer feel the anxiety. There was just so much like pent up emotion that just needed an outlet. And so I do encourage anybody who suffers from anxiety or nightmares or just feeling empty to just put it out in words. Put it in words, whether it comes out as poetry or prose, it doesn't matter. Get the words out, because it really it's got to come out somehow.
Yes. Wow. Yes. I'm a firm believer in that. I'm a huge believer in people taking care of their mental health, people seeking therapy, people dealing with, whether it is uncovered traumas or repressed traumas. I feel that often we have too many people in society that don't deal with their traumas. They like to just push it off and just keep working and just keep going through day-to-day life without dealing with those emotions. But I think it's so much more healthier to seek out a therapist or even to journal or write. Last season, we had Christina Stuller come on, and she talked about the benefits of journaling or even using workbooks. And I'm a huge believer in that. I think, like you said, you have to just kind of just get it out. And I think that it's just so healing, and it can really help people move on to that next stage. So Serena, you talked about dealing with feelings of guilt once your son had passed. I know a lot of parents often feel guilty. We're guilted about everything. We feel guilty for even going out, leaving them with a sitter. We feel guilty if they ate McDonald's one day. I feel like as parents in this society, we have so much guilt. But can you talk to us about that and how you dealt with that?
So that guilt, I don't think it'll ever go away 100%, because as a parent, like, your one job is to protect your children, right? And I failed at that, and I have to really admit that. And so I think it did help. Again, putting these words out there about how I truly feel. I can make all the excuses in the world for what happened, but at the end of the day, it really was my one job, to protect this child, and I did fail at that, and I don't know that I will ever 100% get rid of that guilt or get over that, but I can learn from that and take that as a lesson learned.
Yes. Any advice to mothers out there who may be struggling with similar issues? Anything you can give them, any words of wisdom?
All I can say is beating yourself up over it and constantly putting yourself down about it. It's not going to bring your child back. It's not going to change the situation. The only thing that you can do is grow from that, change, and become a better person. And that's what hopefully I've been able to do. And I hope that people can see that, I've really dedicated my life now to taking care of others. And that is my restitution, so to speak, for my son.
Yes. And what was your son's name, if you don't mind sharing that with us, Serena?
Christian Allen.
Christian Allen. What a beautiful name. Well, Serena, I've known you personally for some time now, and I can say I see what a good person you are and how dedicated you are to helping others, and also to celebrating others. You know, you always nominate people for awards and honors, and you give back to your community. I wish I could take that feeling of guilt from you. And I know, like I said, as moms and parents, we feel guilty about everything. But I don't want you to beat yourself up. I think you've done a tremendous job. I think you are honoring your son. And I think you're doing the right thing by going through this journey of healing. So right now we're going to go into our second break of the evening, but stay tuned for more Pink Table Talk with Serena Tobar.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Law and Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Pink Table Talk. Tonight, we are talking with Serena Tobar, nurse, educator, and author. We have been having such a wonderful discussion tonight about Serena's journey from heartbreak to healing. Serena has written a wonderful book that's available on Amazon called Lessons Learned. And it documents her experiences and her journeys through trauma to healing. We have a comment from an audience member. I'm going to go ahead and read that. We have the Facebook user said, I believe that parents are allowed to make mistakes too. Every day is a lesson for us to learn. I hope we can all free ourselves from wherever guilt there is. Thank you so much for that comment, and thank you for watching us. And it is true. I think, like I said, we carry so much guilt as parents, even from the minor things, you know, oh, they fell, or, oh, we gave them cookies for dinner last night instead of, you know, a healthy meal. So, you know, and then even up to the big things, you know, there's always that constant guilt on our shoulders. So Serena, you're going to share with us one of your poems from the book.
Okay, yes. So this one is called My Greatest Gift. So, my greatest gift, my greatest loss, the babe I barely got to know. The time so short our paths to cross. My greatest gift, my greatest loss. Time moves on, your memory a gloss. For one more moment, with you I'd go. My greatest gift, my greatest loss, the babe I barely got to know.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Thank you. Thank you so
So,
much for all your kind words.
oh, you're so welcome. They're all true. So, Serena, what can our readers get from reading your book?
I hope they can get some emotion, but also some inspiration, right? We all have a journey,
Yes.
and maybe there's someone out there that is on a journey that's similar to mine, and I want them to know that, you know, something like this is not the end, right? Sexual assault, sexual abuse, losing a child, it's not the end. There's so much out there for us, and so much wonderful things that we have yet to experience and that we can experience. And so hopefully this is a story that inspires.
Yes, I think it is. I think just the fact that, you know, this happened so many years ago. You know, you said you were a new mom, you were young, but then look at your life now, you know, the things that you've been able to do and achieve, all the people that you've been able to help along the way, whether through your nursing career or even as an EMT. You know, EMTs do tough work. That's a hard job.
I remember sitting in a ditch for hours.
Yes. So I think you have, like I said, honored his memory. I think you have, you know, paid it forward in the sense of making something out of your life. You know, oftentimes people can get stuck in that guilt, in that depression, in that anxiety cycle, and they get stuck. You know, so many times I see so many people with great potential, you know, and they get stuck. But I think it's really amazing that you were able to kind of take that and then use it to kind of motivate you to push forward. So I think that's really amazing. So, Serena, what was the publishing process like for those out there who may be interested in publishing their own book? Maybe they also have gone through similar journeys and they have some poems or novels they want to write. What was that like?
So, of course, me, I you know, had never published anything before, but I did hire somebody to do my cover art, and I
Yes,
basically
it's beautiful.
said, I want butterflies and a woman, and I like pulled some images
Yes.
off of the internet, and I said, you know, these are not, you know, these are not licensed images. I don't have license for these images, but I want this, and so I had them. They created that for me, and I was like, this is perfect, and they helped me with the editing and making sure, you know, that I didn't have any mistakes in it. They helped me with the layout, getting the ISBN, and then actually getting it on the platforms for selling.
Wow. That's beautiful. I really do like the cover art. You know, it just speaks to me. When I see it, I feel like it's a woman kind of releasing, you know, just kind of releasing everything that has been kind of pent up inside of her. And that speaks to your process, you know, that speaks to your journey, you know, how you said you had all these emotions pent up in you. And it didn't even, you didn't even realize it, you know, until you started working at St. Luke's, you know, so you were kind of carrying that. Yeah, you were carrying that for years. So this picture, it just looks so freeing, you know, and I absolutely love it. And your poems are absolutely beautiful. I did tear up during reading some of them. It is kind of, touching for me as a mother, but I think it's just truly beautiful what you have done with this book here.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So
Welcome.
I will give a small plug to the publisher. The publishing company is Bookleaf Publishing. They are located out of India, but they did a fantastic job. I mean, it was wonderful. They didn't charge me very much, and they pretty much did everything. I know you can self-publish, but I mean, then I would have had to like come up with my own cover. I would have had to do the layout myself. And it was just like, I was like, look, here's my poems. Here's what I want to look like. And then they just did it.
That's great. It's like what is that? The Instant Pot. Just put everything in there. Here, you take care of it. I don't want nothing to do.
That's all the technical stuff. I don't want to do that. I just here's my art, here's my words. Turn them into something, and they did.
Yes, I know. I totally get that, because I've been in the process of writing a book now for about 2 years, and I'm kind of where you're at, It's like, I don't want to do it. I don't want to, put it together. I don't want to think about the artwork. I don't want to edit it. I just want to get it out there and get it published and promote it. So I might have to check out that company that you used.
Yes, for sure. They were wonderful. They, stayed in contact with me, and it was really a good process. I really don't have any complaints. I think from the time that I finished everything and submitted it to them to the time it was published was like 4 months, which is not long.
That's really great.
Wow. I mean, they had to do, the art and the layout and the ISBN and all of that. So that's really not that long.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really great. Are there any more books coming from Serena Tobar or any other upcoming projects?
Yes. So I am working on a novel. So I am. Okay. It's also kind of touching on the same subject matter. Just really going over the story of how things played out, and hopefully there will also be something that can be healing for somebody, to read that story and say, you know what, here's something horrible, and here's how we can make something great out of it. I also have another one that I've been kind of tapping away at. That's just kind of like a fun thriller type book.
Ooh, interesting. And we're in the Halloween month, so tell us about it. I like a good scary novel.
I'm just kind of started on it, so still kind of mapping it out and plotting it out. So it's brand new, but it's going to be basically kind of like a whodunit.
Ooh, okay, mystery. I love a good mystery novel. Yes. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Well, in fact, Carly, we are working on something together.
Yes.
So for our audience members, Dr. Carly and I have been working on an article, a professional nursing article to publish in a journal. And so we just received some feedback. So we're going to be making some edits and then resubmitting. So I'm very excited about that. And then I have another professional article that I'm working on that I will be submitting for publication as well. And that one is on AI and the ethics.
Yeah, there's a lot of AI lately. I feel like every time I go online, it's like everything is about AI now, everywhere you go, it's AI this, AI that. So I don't know.
Yes. Well, I did a little deep dive into the ethics of AI with nursing research. And so I'm working on an article for that as well.
Oh, very interesting. Wow, you're such a busy woman. How do you find time to do everything and balance your life, work, mom, everything?
I don't do it very well, but I do try, I really do try to make time for family. Kids
Yes.
are out of the house now; they're all grown, and so it's just me and my husband now. And so one of the things that we definitely do, and no matter what, is we stop. We got married March 2nd, so we stop our lives and we save up all our PTO and we go somewhere for our anniversary every year. And that's
Oh,
important for me because it's important for me to make sure he knows that he's important for me.
yes, that is
So
true.
I just want to
That's
make that
wonderful.
effort.
Yes. No, it is true. I'm a huge believer too in family first and maintaining relationships with your special someone. You definitely have to make time for them. And, even though we're busy career gals, we love dabbling in everything, but it is always important to also make that time for those special people in our lives.
Yes.
So right now we're going to go ahead into our last commercial break of the evening. So everybody stay tuned for more Pink Table Talk with Serena Tobar.
Are you ready for engaging conversations on education, teaching strategies, trends in the classroom?
Tune in to Teacher Talk, Live Chikahan, with your hosts, Teacher Cora and Dr. Claire.
In each episode, we'll dive into meaningful discussions, share insights, and connect with fellow educators.
Don't miss out.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to Pink Table Talk. The show is produced by Lawin Media Network, and you can catch us live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, either through our YouTube live channel or our Facebook live channel. If you don't catch us live, you can catch us on our podcast channels, either through Apple, Spotify, Amazon, or Google. Tonight, we've been having a dynamic discussion with Serena Tobar, nurse, educator, and author of Lessons Learned, and soon a few other interesting novels. She's been telling us about her journey from heartbreak to triumph. So before we went on break, you were talking to us how you still managed to put family first, even though you are a busy career woman and you juggle many different things. Can you read to us one more poem from your book, Lessons Learned?
Yes, of course. All right.
Thank you.
This one is called You Were. And you were the one who changed my heart. You were the one where love was a start. You were the one who made everything right. You were the one I needed at night. You were the one who broke me in two. You were the one who took what I knew. You were the one who tried to destroy me. You were the one that taught me to be free.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so beautiful. And I can kind of relate to that. But can you tell us what inspired you to write that particular poem?
So I was, I had just, not just, I had been split up with my ex-husband for a while and had finally, I would say it was probably like about 5 years, and I had finally met someone who, I just really, I ended up falling in love with, and, we were together for quite some time. And then one day I came home and he was gone.
Oh,
He didn't say anything. He just left, and it really hurt me. But what I really learned from that was, that relationship really helped me grow as a person.
yes.
So even though he hurt me and he did a lot of things, after that really, really he tried to hurt me. There was some issues with a car, and he tried, he basically took my car, and it was just a lot of stuff. We ended up having to go to court for some things, and so it was a lot. But at the end of the day, I grew from that, and I really became free and was able to really learn how to love. And I after that, I was able to meet my husband and fall in love with him. And really, my husband has helped me grow even more too, because now it's truly a partnership. And we really complement each other a lot, and we're able to be partners in life and best friends and all of that. And that's just, I've never really had somebody that I can trust at the level that I can trust my husband. It's none of this, like, I feel like I need to like sneak and look at his phone and see who he's talking about. I don't do that at all. And one of the things that I've really learned is, if you feel like you need to go sneaking in somebody's phone, baby, it's already over. It's already over.
Yeah, that is true.
And when the trust is over, and so I don't feel that way at all, And I know I work too much sometimes, and I do. Like I said, I trust him, and he's really a wonderful person, and really helped me grow. And he is a cheerleader for me, and just couldn't ask for a better partner.
That's wonderful. And it's really important too to have such a supporting partner, especially with everything that you're doing, and everything that you're a part of. It's definitely very important to have that. But what a story, you've experienced a lot of heartache in life, but yet, you're a happy, healthy individual today. I think it's just amazing that you were able to kind of put it to words, even this experience with love, and heartache. We had Coach D on last season who talked to us about narcissistic people. And she talked about one of the phases being like the discard phase, where they kind of discard you and they kind of just let you go. But she said it's a good thing. She's like, that's good. Let them discard you, because the trash taking itself out, So I think in that situation, he kind of took himself out. So that was one less thing you had to do.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's
and
good.
I feel like for some reason, as nurses, we're really drawn to broken people. We just keep feeling like we can fix these people in our relationships. Like, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman nurse, you are just drawn to a broken person for some reason. There's a lot of nurses who just get in these dysfunctional relationships, and I guess because we feel like we're fixers, we want to fix everybody. But we really have to come to terms with, and really get, I watched her episode, and it was just like, wow, yes, you really have to come to terms and recognize that
Yeah.
cycle so you could get
Yeah.
yourself out of there.
I know and that's kind of what started my journey, even with like doing this show. Was I had to, after a series of bad like relationship stuff, I'm like, okay, I gotta something needs to happen here, because this is not working for me. So yeah, so like people like her and like reading books, and even myself going through therapy, it's like, yeah, I'm trying to fix everybody. We have this kind of hero syndrome or something. We want to save everybody. And I remember somebody told me the only person that you need to save is you. And so I was like, you know what, you're right. I got to stop trying to fix people, And so, that was a real awakener for me. And, it's helped me now moving forward to look for healthy, whole individuals, not people that need saving or fixing, because it is part of us. That is that nurse. And even Coach D said that. She was like, nurses, people that love to help others, those narcissist people love to find us. So, it's definitely something that we have to watch and kind of keep track on. So I've really, really enjoyed this conversation tonight with you, Serena. This has been such an amazing conversation. How can our audience members get in touch with you if they want to write to you or reach out? Maybe they're going through a similar journey and they want to reach out to you and talk to you.
So I have a Instagram just for my book, and I talk about other books that I like to read, and that's Serena_reads_books. And I don't post on there a whole lot, but I like to. I have a lot of authors that I follow on there. My little nerdy side. But I do have some stuff about my books and some other books that I do like to read. So if you guys ever want like some suggestions for books, I have other books on there, and it's kind of booky type stuff.
Yes. Oh, that's so wonderful. Yeah, we're going into like a more reading season, it's getting cooler. So it's nice, cozy time of year to curl up with a nice novel. And once again, for those of you in my audience watching, you can find Lessons Learned on Amazon. And it's definitely a good read. You might have a few tears, but it's definitely a wonderful book full of beautifully written poems. Thank you again, Serena, for joining us tonight. And thank you to my audience for watching Pink Table Talk tonight. This is season 2. We have a lot more wonderful episodes coming this season for you guys. Lots of wonderful guest speakers that will be on the show this season. So please make sure to tune in each Wednesday at 7 p.m. Either through Lawin Media Network's YouTube page or Facebook, or you can catch us on one of our podcast platforms. Remember, on Wednesdays, we talk pink. And let's link in pink on Wednesdays. Thank you all so much for watching us tonight. Have a good night. Bye-bye.